Hello, I'm looking to share with other writers my experiences of self-publishing, how I got into it, and I hope to have little snippets where I have like a 2 to 3 minute video on different things like book covers, ISBNs, copyrights, how to upload, things like that. But it really starts with the basic, which is how do we come up with ideas for books? I recommend writing down everything you know something about and actually cutting them into little pieces, putting them in a hat, grabbing three things. So if I know about Vizsla dogs and I know about Hawaii and I know about gems, maybe they're looking for peridot on the island of Hawaii and they meet a junkyard dog. Who knows? You take what you know and you build a story. I can't tell you how many times people have come up to me and said, I have the best story. You should write about my love story. I don't write about anybody else's story. It's going to be 100% coming from my brain, my idea, my everything. And to show you I can be inspired by true events, I had a friend who was engaged a lot, and I got thinking about the rings. And that is what really led me to writing Silver Linings Wedding Dress Auction. Was I thought, what if you had been engaged a lot and you had really good reasons, and then you had all these rings and all these wedding dresses and all of this stuff in the background. And also, there was a date I had with somebody where during the date, he told me that we had been together in many lifetimes and that in previous lifetimes I had served him and that he had a big bejeweled sword with rubies on the handle. And I ended the date by telling him I thought it was a phallic symbol that he was discussing, and I was very uncomfortable. But it made for a great scene in one of my books, also in Silver Linings. As I was an outside digital sales rep for a newspaper, and I sat by the obituary section, even though I handled real estate, one time somebody was very upset because their ex-fiance had published their obituary because there was a flaw in our system that allowed people to actually write obituaries and never have to come in person. So I based that off of one of my manuscripts, or put it in, and it kind of opened the floodgates to a whole other idea that I had about these women who did really bad things to their ex-boyfriends. And what if they'd known each other for a long time? And what if they had this pack and this name, and that now that they're older, these things are starting to come back to them, and they're worried about their own personal karma. And that is my Aphrodite series, starting with Sage's Redemption. So you see, ideas are everywhere. The best ideas I get usually happen in the middle of the night, or when I'm in the shower, or I'm driving someplace where I'm not conveniently able to write them down. But I do have a small book of ideas, and I write down book ideas whenever I get them, because there is always a day when you say, what am I going to do next? So that is my best advice. And hopefully you found that helpful. Thank you.